Some journeys are not about distance, but about rhythm. Between carved mountains, flowing hills, and cliffs that demand silence, medieval villages continue their quiet life. These places are not frozen in time, but gently carried by it. This is an invitation to walk calmly and observe closely. Tell us where you're joining from, and let's begin. Number 15. Segovia. Segovia presents itself as a living lesson in how history and landscape can coexist in balance. Its profile is instantly recognizable, thanks to the Alcázar, a fortress rising from the rock as if it has been watching over the city for centuries, merging naturally with the changing Castilian sky. Even before entering the Old Town, visitors are captivated by the Roman Aqueduct, a monumental structure built with precisely fitted granite blocks, still shaping the city's rhythm more than 2,000 years later. From there, the walk continues naturally into cobbled streets that lead to quiet squares, sober facades, and corners where time seems to move at a different pace. The transition between architectural styles is felt while walking, not by reading plaques. Romanesque churches, civic palaces, and discreet courtyards coexist in complete harmony. The cathedral, tall and luminous, serves as both a visual anchor and a closing point for the historic ensemble. Segovia does not simply reveal itself. It allows itself to be discovered step by step, inviting a slow exploration that rewards curiosity and attention to detail. Number 14. Rovinj. Rovinj unfolds gently over the Adriatic Sea like an artistic composition in motion. Its warm-toned houses climb the hill in an apparently spontaneous arrangement, culminating in the Church of Saint Euphemia, visible from almost any point in the harbor. The walk begins by the water, where the constant sound of the sea accompanies every step and naturally links the shoreline with the interior of the town. As you move into its narrow streets, the setting changes without losing coherence. Irregular stairways, curved passages, and small squares invite exploration without a fixed route. Daily life blends naturally with historic architecture, offering simple yet deeply authentic scenes. Artisan workshops, flower-filled balconies, and improvised viewpoints reinforce a sense of closeness. As afternoon advances, light transforms the facades, and reflections on the water create a serene atmosphere, ideal for pausing, observing, and understanding how Rovinj preserves its identity between tradition and contemporary life. Number 13. Marvão. Marvão rises on a rocky ridge overlooking a wide, silent landscape, offering one of the most expansive views of inland Portugal. From a distance, its walls draw a precise line across the terrain, blending seamlessly with the natural stone of the surroundings. Reaching the village already hints at a different experience, where height and horizon set the pace of the journey. Once inside, the atmosphere softens. Whitewashed houses reflect the light, and narrow alleys intuitively lead toward natural viewpoints. Each stretch of the path invites a pause to observe the relationship between architecture and territory. The castle, positioned at the highest point, reveals the full scale of the surrounding landscape. Gentle hills, open fields, and a constant sense of openness. Marvão does not seek to impress through size, but through balance and serenity. It is a place best explored slowly, where the experience is built from silence, light, and a direct connection with the land. Number 12. Mostar. Mostar reveals itself as a meeting point of cultures, styles, and landscapes. The Neretva River cuts through the city with emerald-colored waters, forming a natural line that structures the urban journey. At its center, the Stari Most Bridge serves as both a visual and symbolic link, uniting the two banks in a harmonious composition that invites a slow crossing. Around the bridge, the city opens into cobbled streets rich in detail. Traditional markets, Ottoman-influenced facades, and small cafes that animate the walk. Each section offers a smooth transition between open spaces and more intimate corners. Exploring Mostar means observing how natural and urban environments complement one another, creating a unique atmosphere. The visitor doesn't just walk through a place, but becomes part of a sensory experience, where the sound of water, the texture of stone, and shifting light shape a distinct and memorable identity. Number 11. Monteriggioni. After open landscapes, the journey leads to an enclave that feels drawn with compass and ruler. Monteriggioni emerges in the heart of Tuscany as an almost perfect stone circle, enclosed by continuous walls that preserve their original form with remarkable fidelity. From the outside, its silhouette rises gently above olive groves and cultivated fields, creating a balanced and serene image. Crossing one of its gates instantly changes the rhythm. The interior is intimate and contained, designed for slow walking. Short streets lead to a small central square where everything seems arranged for daily life. Sober facades, discreet windows, and a calm atmosphere that invites observation rather than speed. There are no isolated grand monuments here. The entire ensemble is the true value. Monteriggioni offers a clear, honest experience. Walking through it means understanding what it was like to inhabit a compact space designed to coexist with its surroundings rather than dominate them. The visit becomes a lesson in proportion, where each step reinforces the feeling of being inside an almost intact structure, built to endure and to be explored calmly. Number 10. Rhodes. The journey continues to the Eastern Mediterranean, where Rhodes blends history, architecture, and urban life with surprising ease. Passing through its walls, visitors enter an ancient city with a clear, coherent structure, defined by cobbled streets, fortified gates, and well-preserved stone buildings. Everything encourages wandering without a set direction, letting the layout guide the experience. Unlike quieter medieval enclaves, Rhodes feels alive. Squares fill with relaxed conversations, artisan shops coexist with open-air cafes, and flowered balconies soften the solidity of the architecture. This balance between past and present makes exploration dynamic and enjoyable. Each stretch of the walk naturally alternates between shade and light, intimate spaces and unexpected openings. Rhodes does not merely display its history, it weaves it into daily life, showing how an ancient environment can remain functional and welcoming. It is a city meant to be explored slowly, guided by gentle contrasts and its Mediterranean character. Number 9. Civita di Bagnoregio. The path now leads to a place where access itself is part of the experience. Civita di Bagnoregio is reached by crossing an elevated pedestrian bridge that spans ravines, offering open views that prepare the visitor for a singular setting. Each step reinforces the sense of transition into a secluded, carefully preserved space. Inside the village, the atmosphere is serene. Narrow streets, vegetation-covered facades, and small squares create an intimate, almost contemplative mood. There is no rush. The place invites stillness, listening to silence and observing how architecture adapts to the terrain. Civita stands out for its balance between visual fragility and structural strength. Its beauty lies not in grandeur, but in harmony with the surrounding landscape. Exploring it is a slow experience that connects visitors with ideas of permanence and care, reminding us that some places are best enjoyed with attention and respect. Number 8. Trakai. The journey shifts north, where Trakai offers a different yet equally evocative image. Its red brick castle rises on an island surrounded by calm waters, connected to the mainland by a wooden bridge that marks the start of the visit. The reflection of the ensemble on the lake creates a balanced, luminous scene. As you move forward, the natural environment takes center stage. Well-marked paths allow for relaxed exploration, while the aquatic landscape provides a constant sense of calm. The castle, solid and well-preserved, integrates with its surroundings without overpowering them, serving more as a visual reference than an imposing presence. Trakai invites unhurried exploration, where architecture and nature complement each other. It is an ideal place to understand how historical settlements used natural environments as part of their identity. Every walk reinforces the feeling of being in a space designed to be contemplated, explored, and enjoyed with care. Number 7. Ronda. Back on the Iberian Peninsula, Ronda appears as a city in constant dialogue with its surroundings. Perched atop a deep dramatic gorge, its urban form does not fight the terrain, but follows it naturally. From many points, the view suddenly opens, reminding visitors that geography here is not a backdrop, but an essential part of the experience. The Puente Nuevo, suspended over the void, connects the two halves of the city and becomes an unavoidable reference, not only visually, but emotionally when crossing it. Yet Ronda goes beyond that first impact. Moving away from the bridge, the city reveals a calmer rhythm. Ancient streets encourage slow walks, plazas seem to loosen time, and viewpoints invite silent observation. Everything subtly alternates between movement and pause, walking and contemplation. The architecture supports this feeling. Stone walls, light facades, and a soft light that envelops everything. Exploring Ronda is understanding how a place can grow while respecting the power of its environment. Every corner reinforces the bond between history and nature, creating an intense yet balanced experience best enjoyed slowly, letting the city set the pace. Number 6. Rocamadour. Rocamadour appears as if it were part of the cliff itself, as though rock and architecture had grown together over time. From the first glance, its vertical structure defines how it must be explored. Not in straight lines, but upward. Stone stairways, narrow passages and walkways connect temples, old dwellings, and viewpoints that open one after another over the valley below. As you ascend, the experience changes. The path slows the pace, encouraging you to listen to footsteps echo and let the surroundings accompany you in silence. Architecture does not impose, it guides. Each section seems designed to lift your gaze, allow a breath, and continue. Stone envelops everything, creating continuity and reinforcing the site's unique character. Rocamadour is not a place to rush through. It invites pauses, moments of sitting, observing how landscape and construction merge naturally. Time feels different here. The reward is not at the end, but in every pause, every view, and in the calm that only comes from walking attentively and without haste. Number 5. Albarracin. Albarracin feels like a place where time moves at a different rhythm. Its irregular, narrow streets, full of unexpected turns, form a network that invites slow wandering. Facades in pink and ochre tones shift color with the daylight, creating a warm, welcoming atmosphere. The walls, tracing the land's contours, do more than protect the town. They converse with the landscape, adapting to rock and defining its character. Walking through Albarracin is a sensory experience. The soft sound of footsteps on stone, gentle echoes in alleyways, and light filtering between houses create a constant sense of discovery. At every turn, a small viewpoint, a curve, or an open view appears effortlessly. There are no mandatory routes or fast tracks here. Albarracin is best enjoyed without a fixed plan, letting its ancient layout guide the way. Its true charm lies in making visitors feel part of the environment, as if they had always belonged. It is not a place you simply visit. It is a place you experience, leaving behind a serene impression that lingers. Number 4. Matera. Matera offers a different experience from the very beginning. It does not present itself as a conventional city, but as an inhabited landscape where homes seem to emerge from the rock itself. Its carved spaces form a natural network of levels, terraces, and passages that fit the terrain almost intuitively. Walking through Matera means moving without rigid routes, letting the land set the pace, and each turn reveal an unexpected view. By day, the pale stone captures light softly and evenly. Rough surfaces, irregular walls, and stepped paths gain depth without harsh contrast. Everything feels balanced and calm, as if the place itself were breathing slowly. As evening approaches, the city transforms. Lights gradually illuminate the relief, highlighting shapes and creating an intimate, enveloping atmosphere that invites stillness. Exploring Matera is not just about seeing, but understanding a different way of inhabiting space. Here, architecture does not dominate nature, it converses with it. Every dwelling, passage, and terrace follows a simple, respectful logic tied to the land. It is an experience rooted in essentials, meant to be savored slowly, leaving a deep sense of harmony between human creativity and the natural world. Number 3. Siena. The journey reaches its highest point in Siena, a city that seems to have found the perfect balance between history, landscape, and everyday life. Nothing feels forced here. Its urban layout, shaped by gentle hills, guides visitors almost unconsciously toward the Piazza del Campo, a wide, open square that acts as the city's true heart. Walking through Siena means letting yourself be carried along. Reddish stone palaces reflect warm light. Curved streets encourage slow movement, and discreet viewpoints suddenly open with surprising vistas. Every step conveys continuity, as if the past were not separate from the present, but woven into daily life. Siena is not a place explained by dates or facts. It is understood by walking, by listening to footsteps on stone, by observing how spaces connect with intuitive logic. Here, history does not put itself on display, it accompanies. It is felt in gestures, routines, and in the city's natural rhythm. Siena closes this journey by reminding us of something essential. Exploring is not just about arriving, but about learning to look calmly, feel the surroundings, and let each corner tell its story, without haste and without filters. Number 1. Carcassonne. Carcassonne appears as an unmistakable silhouette in southern France, with conical towers and double walls stretching seemingly without end. From afar, the fortified city gently dominates the Aude River Valley, blending with green hills and open fields. Approaching it is already part of the experience, a gradual transition from rural landscape to a highly coherent historic core. Passing through its gates, visitors enter a network of cobbled streets laid out clearly and functionally. Each section reveals well-preserved architectural details, curved passages, small squares, and viewpoints offering broad views of the surroundings. The city feels less rigid than expected, surprisingly lively and accessible. Carcassonne invites slow wandering, whether along the walls or through quiet alleyways. The experience balances openness and intimacy, revealing how a vast defensive complex could also function as everyday living space. It is a place where landscape and architecture support each other, creating an immersive and memorable exploration. Number 1. San Gimignano. San Gimignano rises over a Tuscan hill, surrounded by vineyards and rolling fields, instantly recognizable for its stone towers piercing the sky. From a distance, the ensemble stands as a landmark in the landscape, marking a clear transition between open countryside and historic urban center. Once inside, the journey unfolds gradually, full of nuance. Cobbled streets naturally connect open squares with narrower passages, always accompanied by views of the surrounding countryside. The towers, visible from nearly everywhere, help orient the walk and reinforce the town's identity. San Gimignano is best enjoyed slowly, pausing at viewpoints and watching how the stone shifts tone with changing light. The experience is not only visual, but spatial. Every slope and turn offers new perspectives. It is a destination that balances history and landscape, with a harmony felt in every step. Where time walks slower. There are villages where nothing asks for your attention loudly, yet everything invites you to stay a little longer. Built on uneven ground, shaped by centuries of small decisions, these places feel less designed and more discovered. Stone houses lean gently into narrow streets, as if supporting one another, while worn steps guide you uphill without hurry. Walking here has a different rhythm. The streets curve naturally, slowing each step. Windows open onto quiet views, and small doorways suggest lives unfolding at an unspoken pace. You don't need a map. The village reveals itself through movement, through pauses, through moments when you stop simply because the view asks for it. The landscape is never separate. Hills roll outward beyond the last wall. Fields fade into the distance, and the sound of wind replaces the noise of traffic. Nature doesn't frame the village, it continues through it. Stone, earth, and light share the same language. What makes places like this special isn't grandeur. It's balance. Life still happens here. Doors open in the morning. Footsteps echo softly. Conversations drift through open windows. Nothing feels staged. Everything feels lived in. Time behaves differently in these villages. It doesn't stop, but it loosens its grip. Minutes stretch, thoughts slow, and walking becomes enough. You begin to notice details you would normally miss. The texture of a wall, the warmth of sunlight on stone, the quiet satisfaction of simply being present. Exploring a place like this isn't about checking landmarks off a list. It's about letting the village set the pace and accepting its invitation to move calmly, look closely, and leave with a sense of quiet clarity that lingers long after the walk ends. This concludes our journey through medieval towns and cities that seem born of imagination, yet truly exist, and can be explored with awareness and respect. Thank you for joining us on this walk through landscape and time. Tell us which country you're reading from and which of these places you'd like to explore someday. Here, every path holds a story waiting to be discovered. See you on the next journey.